SwoleBenji here. Hello Albion Online Mobile gamers. I'm going to show you exactly how you can play to get premium as fast as possible, which pretty much gives you double experience, double money, almost double everything. It's one of the things that everyone strives for when they're new. I'm going to show you exactly what to do and how to do it. So you're going to create your character and you're going to name it. Once you get to this screen, you want to make sure that the play tutorial button is selected and then enter world. If you don't select play tutorial, you cannot earn a free 3-day premium, and the tutorial is the best way to get set up with an early economy, early items. Never ever skip the tutorial ever. Alright, let's get right into it. I'm not going to teach you how to beat the tutorial. That's on you. Just play with the tutorial. The game will show you how to move and what to do. But before you leave, there's something I want to show you. When you get to the part of the tutorial where it wants you to skin foxes, just go ahead and skin like 2 or 3 of them. I don't know the exact amount, but just do 3 to be safe. There's no reason to rush this, because later we're going to use these skins to make a bag. So you want to kill at least 3 of them, 3 fully stacked ones. So when you click to harvest it, it has a full bar, 9 out of 9. Just go ahead and skin 3 of these bad boys, and I will show you the next part. Once you get to this part where you need to harvest cotton, just harvest like 2 extra nodes. It's okay if they're not entirely full. Just get you some extra cotton. You want extra cotton on hand. That is extra cotton. It looks like this. And extra rugged hide. You're going to make bags out of this. And this is going to propel your early game a lot more than other players. This is not part of the tutorial, but the tutorial does allow you to craft bags. So we're going to craft some. So when you get to the part where you need to refine, it's okay to just refine everything, because you're going to make bags out of the refined material anyway. And it's part of the quest. All you gotta do is click it, it's already maxed out for you, and there you go. So now that you have rugged hide and stiff leather and simple cloth, click on this person, then you'll see a bag icon right over here. Click that and then click Novus's bag, and then click craft. There you go, and hey, I hit a masterpiece. Wow, okay, that's really cool. So I just got a really high quality bag there. Tier 2, of course, but hey, this is going to let us carry a lot of stuff, which is very important in the early game. Now, at this part of the tutorial, it's having me kill heretics until I reach the learning point threshold. This is the most confusing part of the tutorial for new players, so I want you to pay attention, alright? You see up here where it says Trainee Fighter 19%, when I kill this, it will be 20%. You'll get a notification at the top of your screen saying learning point reached. Then the tutorial will now teach you about learning points. This is the most confusing part of the tutorial and the game for new players. So here's how it works. Once you level something up by 20%, you can use what's called a learning point to just complete it up to 100%. So I killed a bunch of heretics and I got 277 fame, which is basically experience points. Because I hit this 20% threshold, 20% out of 100, I can cash in a learning point, which is something you get passively as you play every day, to just make it 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because the tutorial makes you do that. And this is how we equip and use higher tier gear and how we advance our character faster than other players, which is going to be very important later. Alright? So at this point also, as you do the tutorial, do not eat your carrot soup. Don't eat them. It's tempting to, and yes, it will help you in the early game, but do not consume this. We are saving this for dungeons, because we're going to be needing that to heal ourselves up when we get into the real game. It's not needed in the tutorial. At this point in the tutorial, when it asks you to craft or buy tier 2 armor, helmets, etc., this is what I want you to buy for this specific build, but also in general. For the start of the game, if you wear 1 piece of leather, 1 piece of plate, and 1 piece of cloth, you can level all of them up to have access to all pieces of plate, leather, and cloth. So if you wear a plate chest piece right now, when you hit tier 3, which is very quickly, you will be able to wear tier 3 boots, helmets, and armor. So we're going to go here. For the sake of the build, we will be using a Spirit Hunter. And to be able to equip a Spirit Hunter, which is a powerful spear weapon, you will have to go through the path of the bow, The bow, for starters, is the most powerful weapon in this whole area, and I recommend not crafting the gear. You can craft it if you want to, but it's faster just to buy it. Alright, now you have 200, like I have 209 silver. For a new player, this is nothing. This is literal pennies on the ground. Okay, 209 silver is just, it's not even worth picking up off the floor. And you'll learn this later, but I'm going to go ahead and buy a bow. And then I'm just going to buy plate boots, which is the novice's soldier's boots. And then I'm going to buy the novice's scholar cowl, which is a cloth helmet. Alright, so now we need a leather chest piece, which would be the mercenary jacket. So just buy these exact things. Haha, 69 silver, guys. I didn't plan this. Alright, and then just put it all on. And then we're going to press I, or I don't know what the button is on mobile devices, but open your inventory. And we're going to pick some skills here. I'm going with Deadly Shot. And then I'm going with Inferno Shield. And then the boots are already picked for us. Alright, and then continue the tutorial as normal. I also want to mention, put on your cape. I just completed a quest. I got a cape for it. Put that sucker on. You're going to need it later. Once you reach this part of the tutorial where there's a big circle around this part of the gate in the mountain fort area, do not go through this doorway until you are ready to leave. Alright? Once you go through this doorway, you can't go back. Alright? So there is a few things that you need and want to take care of. If you're a new player, there is so many things you can still do in this tutorial zone. You can power up all of your gathering and all of your crafting and all of your refining up to tier 3, which can take you about an hour to 2 hours to do, but this is a very comfortable, safe area to do that in. You can experiment with different weapons, but there's something else that you can also do, and that is with your bag that you crafted. You could leave the tutorial zone with a bunch of mules, which this is the only place in the game where you can get a mule. Now, other players will sell their mules in the market for thousands of silver, right? I think right now these things are worth about, 3,500 silver. And we have 200, so you can carry about 4 mules with you to the mainland, to the main game, because once you leave this tutorial island, you can't go back. Now, I have 2 other videos on what you can do in the newbie islands, but one thing is, and this will also take you about 45 minutes, you can gather these rough stones, okay? You can go in this big circle here and gather rough stones until you can't carry anymore. It's about 864 to 1,000, I forget exactly how many. But look, one rough stone is worth 80 silver. And if you have, well, 100 of these, then, well, that's 8,000 silver, I believe? Yeah, so you can get about 100,000 silver worth of materials by just going through and getting these, and they respawn very quickly. Now, the issue with this is that I made a video a long time ago on how to do this, and now everyone does it. So you're competing with a lot of other players, but this is the best way in the tutorial zone to get a very early head start on your economy and buy a lot of nice early game purchases to put you ahead of other players. Because people are always buying rough stone to build houses and other things. But if you want to make less money and get out of the tutorial zone faster, just buy a bunch of mules, and all you have to do to buy mules is come right over here to the market where you bought your other items, and mules are only 3 silver each. So let's say, let's buy one. I'm at 55% weight. Let's buy another. I'm at 98%. We can buy a third one. It's going to put it in this tab, this completed transactions tab, because this will put me overweight. So I'm going to pick that up, and now I'm at 140%. So that means I'm going to be walking a little slower now. Alright? Now, when you mount up, you're not as slow, but you see this orange bar where my mouse cursor is? You can see here that once I go to 180%, I will be slowed by 70%. And then if I go from 180 to 200, I will be slowed by 85%. So I think we can buy another mule. Alright. And let's go ahead and pick that up and see where we're at. So I'm at 182%. So if I put another one, I won't be able to move. So I can carry 4 mules plus the one I'm riding. I got some rough stone. Essentially, I have 20,000 silver that I'm bringing to the mainland. If we don't use the mules, because the rocks don't weigh as much, oddly enough. Rough stones don't weigh as much as mules. So now we can go back to that area. and go to the mainland, and we're going to sell this, and we will have 20,000 silver, and when we do the beginner quests, we will have about 30,000 more silver for a total of 50,000 silver, which is an amazing amount for a new player. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Now, I know you move slowly. I'm not trolling when I say to do this, because this will make you a very good amount of starting silver. This is recommended by literally everyone. Let me give you a tip on how to make this slightly easier, okay? In game settings, you can go to controls, key bindings, you go to key bindings, and then there is an auto walk button. It's somewhere on here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, auto run. I have it set to the button above tab. So I press my auto walk key, and wherever my mouse goes, the character will follow it. So I just set this to auto walk, and then I can load up a YouTube page, or I can load up a movie, or go make a sandwich, basically. I know, it sounds silly, but this is totally, absolutely worth doing, even though it makes you slow as heck. And if you wanted to, you don't have to go to 180%. I could throw some stuff out and go slightly faster, but as a new player, you're going to want every single penny you can squeeze for the start, because it makes transitioning so much easier and faster into the main game, and I'm going to explain exactly how that works. Alright, so this is a updated version of this video that I'm about to show you here. It's called The Fastest Possible Start for New Players in Albion Online. It has 388,000 views, and this was made in 2020. This is still the fastest possible start, but it has some challenges, alright? So one of the challenges is that that guide that I just showed you on my channel requires that you do arena. It also requires that you do the rough stone farming. A lot of people had problems with this because they weren't patient enough to do the stone harvesting, or they weren't patient enough to do 3 arena wins. So I made an updated version. I made a long form version of that video that does not have the arenas and does not require the stone gathering, just using the mule method I'm showing here, and it's this video. It's called The Perfect Start for New Players. This was made a year later in 2021. It has 159,000 views currently as of this filming. And this, unlike the other video, this is uncut. This is from the start all the way to the finish, 2 hours and 48 minutes. This will get you to tier 6 equivalent items in 3 hours. That's how powerful it is. It is an absolute beast of a guide. You can watch that one if you want to follow along bit by bit, zone by zone, pixel by pixel, without any cuts or, timeouts. Alright, so when you get here, you'll complete the quest, and then you'll talk to the boat captain, and you'll get to pick a starter zone, okay? Now, let me explain the starter zones. Okay, if this is for gatherers. If you want to be a skinner, you pick step cross. If you want to be a lumberjack, you pick forest cross. If you want to mine metal, you pick mountain cross. If you want to mine stone, you pick mountain fort. And if you want to if you want to harvest fiber, you pick swamp cross. All right. Now for the non-gatherers. Okay. So Mountain Cross has the cheapest items in the game. Like everything is on sale in Mountain Cross. So there's a lot of players there. Mountain Cross is where you want to go if you want to buy things for cheap. If you want to sell things for the most value, you want to go to Step Cross. Now, me as a YouTuber, I run a guild. We operate out of Bridgewatch, which is Step Cross. Out of all the zones, I recommend Step Cross because you get the best value for things you'll be doing. And in this guide, I'm going to be teaching you to do dungeons. And dungeons are one of the most profitable things you can do early game, and they will be one of the fastest ways to not only make your character stronger for PvP, but also have your character make lots of money from treasure. And you want to sell that treasure in Bridgewatch, which is connected to Step Cross. Now, if you want to do the faction warfare stuff, then you want to go to Forest Cross because Limhurst is one of the biggest faction areas. These guys just kill everything on the map. Now, if you want to do in-game raiding and PvP Zerg vs. Zerg content, then you want to go to Mountain Fort. The biggest guilds in the game, the most powerful, most successful ones, operate out of Martlock. which at the time of filming they do. It could change by the time you watch this, but Mountain Fort is where you want to go for your in-game stuff, but you can always change these at any time. The game has fast travel. You're not locked into these choices. It's not like World of Warcraft where you're Horde or Alliance, okay? So for newbies who want to do dungeons, I'm going to tell you to go to Step Cross. That's where I'm going, so let's go. And we are out of the tutorial zone forever. We can never go back to that zone. I have my 4 donkeys and the one I'm riding. So here's what you're going to do next. This game has a few starter quests, but before we do any of that, we're going to sell these donkeys. So I'm going to press the N key on my keyboard. I don't know what the button is on phones. We're going to go to this golden hammer, which when I mouse over it, it says it's a marketplace. We're going to go here and we're going to sell our donkeys. Now, this marketplace is going to buy our donkeys for not as much as the main cities, okay? But it's only like 500 to 1,000 silver less than the main cities, and we definitely don't want to travel to a main city at this rate of speed. So I'm going to slowly walk over here, and I will see you in a bit. Alright, so we're at the market, but look at all these nameplates and players. Look, it's really hard to see, but there is a person there with like a little book or something, okay? You'll notice my cursor is a gear. If you left click, you will open the market. Now this is a little overwhelming and the market confuses a lot of people. Here is the search box, and then here is the columns to sort based on what you're looking for, the tier, the enchantment levels, and the quality levels. You see these little circular arrows that says reset the filter settings? Go ahead and click these a few times, and that will reset all of your filters, because if you're trying to buy or sell something and you have something typed into here, it's going to show nothing at all in the market. So we're just going to make sure that this is refreshed, and we're going to sell those donkeys. So I'm going to click the sell tab on the right, and a lot of our stuff is damaged, and that's fine. But we're going to get rid of these donkeys. So we're going to hit sell, and then, see, we're only getting 1,700 instead of the 3,000 something. I'm going to go ahead and do it, because we're going to make that money back pretty quick anyway. So I have the action set to sell, and it's only going to let me sell one, and then I will be able to sell the rest, because a buy order is a player willing to pay that price. Alright, so we're actually getting half value for these, which is not the best, but hey, it's going to make this video quicker. And then we can also see that stone is a little cheaper here. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm just going to offload these. So now we have 8,703 silver. Alright, so that's a good amount of starting silver. Everything else up to this point is fine. Let me show you what we're going to do now. We're going to start some quests. So first, let's find... Alright, we're going to go talk to the dock captain now. Sorry, this is a new patch. Everything's a little fresh here. We're going to talk to this guy and hit complete and then hit accept, which is going to bring us up here to this guy. And we're going to hit continue. And... oh, that automatically uses the premium. Oh, that's new. That is not how things used to be. That is, it used to give you a consumable item. But now it does it automatically. Ugh, I don't know if I like that. Okay, this changes things. I'm sorry, guys. I'm learning it just like you are. That is not how it used to be. Now, this guy used to be a quest for gold, and he's not giving it anymore. Which is interesting. So, weird. Anyway, we're going to go back to this guy. I guess they took that out because that was free money. That's gone. We're going to click Welcome to Albion. Take a breather. And then we're going to hit accept. And it's going to have a stroll. Okay, this is new also. I'm sorry, guys. It's just having us walk around the city. Okay. I'm sorry I'm not more well prepared for this, but this is a brand new patch for the mobile users. It's just having us walk around to these circles, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. Let's just go ahead and follow that. I'm waiting for this guy to give a quest, because he gives us 1 gold. And 1 gold is 2,000 silver, which we definitely want. Okay, so we did a stroll around town. Let's talk to this guy and see what he gives us. Alright, cool. Alright, let's do the combat one now. He's gonna give us a Tome of Insight. Okay, yeah, this is all new. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll get back to you. Alright, so I've did a few starter quests. Again, this is all brand new. And we get the quest, Who is this? A shady proposal. Speak with Shady Cardon and Step Cross. Okay, we're gonna accept that. And that's this guy in the corner here. Now, this guy used to give 1 gold when you would stand near him. So we're gonna talk to him, hit complete. Yeah, he's gonna say, have a look around. And he's gonna give us 1 gold. This is very important to do. Don't skip this. Okay, so have a look around. We're just gonna stand in this circle for 4 seconds. That's all it wants us to do. Alright, and then we have it complete. So now we have our 1 gold. And this is the tutorial about gold. So gold is the premium currency in this game, but you can buy it with silver. So we have 1 gold, but we're going to sell that 1 gold net right now. We're going to click this little coin icon. This is the gold market. And then we're going to sell gold for silver. So I'm going to press 1, and this is going to give us 2,826 silver. So let's sell that. Now we have 11,529 silver. If we had spent 1 hour gathering rough stone, we would have way more, but this is fine. This is plenty. We can still work with this. It's absolutely fine. You don't have to feel discouraged that you don't have as much money as some of my older videos, because we don't need it, alright? So, right now, guys, I want you to continue doing the quests in the starter zone until you feel comfortable moving on. So, in this case, I'm going to go do the basics, and I'm going to get me some of these Tomes of Insight, which are going to be really helpful. Alright. Alright, so this is having me do a Royal Expedition. This is new. You used to not be able to do this as Tier 3, but we're going to do it. And we have the gear. I have the knowledge. This is basically a solo expedition dungeon. Alright, so all we have to do, like, we have the perfect set for this. Alright, I'm using a bow. I'm just going to press my E and W, and then I should be able to just shoot everything down very quickly. Now, one thing I don't like about this new change is that it forced the 3-day premium on us. Because we have premium, everything we do is going to give us an additional 50%. Which is really cool, but I like to save this until my character is decked out and ready to blow up dungeons. And when I have lots of free time to sit down uninterrupted to play the game. Which, lucky for me, I don't have a job and live in a van, so I can play all day. I don't know about you, but essentially we're just going to go through and kill everything along the way. Just like we did in the tutorial island. And I'm going to move out of the way of the attacks. Though this is such a beginner dungeon that we'll be fine even if they hit us. And here's the thing, okay? In most games, when you die, your character dies, you become a ghost, you have to run back to your corpse or some other such thing. In this game, when you die, in the save zones against mobs, you just kneel down for like 15 seconds, and then you get back up with an immunity shield. So don't be afraid to die, alright? And see, like, I took that damage and it barely did anything to my character. So don't be afraid, you don't have to be timid in this area. It's super easy. This is a very linear hallway, kind of reminds me of the newer Final Fantasy games, but just get through this and I'll get back to you. Alright, so this is a very important part that I need to talk about. Remember when I talked about learning points earlier? Look at the top right, and whenever your armor fighter, your leather fighter, your hunter, and your cloth fighter are all 20%, you need to use learning points to update those, okay? This is something you absolutely need to do, otherwise you'll be stuck, and you'll be like, what the heck, SwoleBenji, I don't know what's going on, I can't use the gear that you have. So pay attention to this part and don't skip it. We're going to left-click the icon, and then we're going to click Learn on all of these. And we have 100 learning points. It only costs 2. This is something you absolutely need to do. Don't try to level this up to 100. It's a huge waste of time to do that. Alright, just go ahead and use those learning points. That's what they're for. So what just happened? Okay, so let me explain. We now unlocked all the trees here to be able to wear cloth, plate, and leather, and we unlocked the bow hunter tree, which now lets us use bows, staffs, daggers, nature staffs, spears, and torches. Because this video, we're going to be focusing on spears. You don't have to if you don't want to. I have plenty of other videos covering tons of other builds you can check out. But for the sake of this video and getting premium and advancing our character, we are choosing spears. And the reason we're choosing spears, alright, is in the spear tree, there is an item called the Spirit Hunter. And I have mathed out all of the burstiest DPS builds in the game. And I believe that I have the math correct when I say that the Spirit Hunter is the burstiest DPS weapon in the game. Not long-term fights, not for raids and for PvE stuff. I'm talking just burst, as in you throw all your abilities at the enemy and you will deal more damage than any other weapon in the game. And I am pretty darn confident that I have the numbers right for Spirit Hunter, and that's why I'm making the video for Spirit Hunter today. But right now, we're not focused on that. We're just focused on completing this Tier 3 expedition to advance our quest. You want to do the starter quests because it will give us some very valuable items which will make us even more rich. You'll notice that this monster here, or this mob, has like a little circle under him, okay? That means he's a boss monster. He's got a lot more health than the other ones. But because we're using the bow, which is the highest early game DPS weapon, we just delete him outright. Alright, I'll see you after I complete this. Before I get into anything else, there's a few other really important things I want to talk about. You'll notice your chat window, there's a lot going on. Okay, so this blue text is looking for group, and it's almost all hardcore expeditions, which require you to be maximum spec and have extremely expensive gear. So we're going to turn that off by clicking the arrow, clicking advanced, clicking on general, and then we're going to unclick looking for group. Alright, now another thing about chat, I want to warn you right now. This only applies to English chat. If I press enter, it defaults to English chat, and I'm going to say hi. So there I am in the chat, I just said hi. Never, ever, ever, ever say a bad word in English chat. Never, don't even say a preschool insult. Don't call someone a poopy head. Don't tell them to suck on a hot dog. Don't call them a janitor. Just don't say anything in English chat if you value your account. The game masters of this game are extremely sensitive people, and they will permanently mute or ban your account if you speak out against them or speak out towards anyone or anything. So just absolutely shut your mouth and never, ever, ever use English chat if you can help it. I know it's a social game, you know, but never, don't call anyone any bad names. Don't call them a butthead. Don't call them like just don't call them anything, because the game masters are extremely like soft, and they will mute you for weeks at a time. Okay, I'm just warning you now. It's very important that you do not say bad words in English chat. It is don't even speak another language in English chat, because they'll mute you for that too. Don't advertise things. Don't advertise your guild. I'm telling you, man, they're very serious about their chat. Alright, anytime you are in a dungeon and you see this circle with an icon in the middle, the icon's usually different, but anytime you see this means that you are at the end of the dungeon, and you see this circle with spikes. This is a end dungeon boss. So we're just going to kill him real quick. We have the bow build, so we should be fine. I'm going to kill the ad here, which is the additional enemy. And yeah, it's simple. I'm just going to move out of the way of the boss's attacks. And I'm gonna talk more about dungeons here in a bit once I complete the tutorial. And again, this tutorial is absolutely brand new. The patch literally dropped an hour ago, and I am experiencing it to show you. I'm gonna move out of the way of that so I don't take any damage. And there we go. We have completed the quest. We're gonna pick up the silver, because the boss usually drops a good amount of silver. And you can rate your experience. I'm gonna rate it a 1, because that kind of took a while. So we can see that the quest is complete. You don't want to click abort. Just click the portal, exit the portal. You'll get the reward when you exit the portal, okay? And there we go. Instant loading. Very nice. And ta-da, we made some silver. And then this is just more stuff about expeditions. And there we go. We're up to 17,000. Let's go turn in that quest now. And I will see you on the next quest. Well, let's turn it in. We're going to get some Tomes of Insight. And now... Alright, cool. I already know how to use Tomes of Insight. Now, the quest is to equip Tier 3 equipment. Then use a dungeon map. Alright. Very cool. Alright, so the quest is to get Tier 3 equipment, which is absolutely fine. So we're just going to go ahead and do it right here in the newbie area. And this is what I want you to buy for the build video. We're going to buy a Journeyman Spear. And I'm just going to buy the cheapest one here. It's fine. And then I'm going to buy a leather armor. So I'm going to clear my search results. I'm going to go to category and go to armor, and then leather armor. And then I'm going to go to tier and hit tier 3. I'm just going to buy the cheapest one. Mercenary jacket. There we go. Now, I'm going to do the same thing for leather helmet. We're going to be basically wearing all leather. Well, leather helmet, leather armor, cloth boots. And I'll explain why later in the video, okay? But for now, go to leather helmet. Buy the cheapest one, which is the mercenary hood. Alright, there we go. And then I'm going to go to cloth shoes and buy the scholar sandals. And we're just going to put all that on. I'm going to right click it. It's going to equip it all for me. And I'm just going to allocate my passives here real quick. And you can read what these do and select whatever you want. It's absolutely fine. I recommend the first Q ability for your spear because this one is a passive for your auto attacks, and we don't really want that right now. It's good later, but not right now. Alright, so let's look at our quest. We need a tier 3 two-handed weapon or a main and offhand. Okay, good. So I'm going to go now, because a spear is a one-handed weapon. We're going to go to offhands, and we're just going to buy a shield. And we're going to buy a tier 3 shield. Okay, we need a torch, actually. I'm sorry. We're going to go to torch. This is going to increase our attack speed and cooldown reduction. We're going to buy a journeyman's torch. There we go. We're going to put that on, and that completes the quest. So now we're going to go back to that quest giver, and he's going to give us a map. Oh, you know what? It just automatically gave me the map. This is really cool. This is all new, guys. Tier 3 maps don't actually exist, and they do now. So I'm gonna left-click the map, and I'm going to click Use, and it's going to tell me where to go. So I need to go to Golfer's Knoll, and you see this green circle? There's a dungeon there. So you can see the green circle on your map too. So let's go, and I will meet you there. So we can see on the map that there's this dungeon icon that's glowing green. That's where we need to go. This is really neat. This is all brand new. I'm liking this. This is going to help newbies understand how to do dungeons. And here I am making a video to help you guys out, and the game's already doing it. Like, who needs me anymore, right? Anyway, so we're going to ride our donkey there. You can see that my weight is only 15% because we got the bag. The tutorial does not tell you how to craft a bag. And let's go into that dungeon now. Now, you can see there is a dungeon there, but that's not our dungeon. You want to center your arrow on the map. This is our dungeon. So we want to enter this one, okay? There we go. So we've entered the dungeon. All right, this is cool. This is our first dungeon. Now, when I click on the mob, to make sure you know you're in the right dungeon, left click on the mob to select it. You'll see the sword icon under it that says enemies in this dungeon are 16% stronger. Don't be afraid, okay? We have our spear, and we have all of our skills allocated. So these mobs will die very easily. I'm just going to press Q. You can press W on them. Now, if you want to learn a lot about spears, there are some other YouTubers out there. I don't think they really like me, but they cover spears a lot. I don't cover spears too much on this channel. But essentially, you want to stack up 3 of these spinny things around you. Then press E, and you will dash through the mobs. And there you go. But also, these spinny things increase your auto attack damage. So every time I poke them, I'm doing more damage. When I have 3 stacks, I do even more damage. So it clears pretty darn quick. So just continue through the dungeon, loot a chest, and kill a boss, and I'll see you there. Alright, so remember when I talked about learning points? It's happening again, okay? So here's what you absolutely need to do, okay? So Torch Fighter, we don't need this to be tier 4, but we're going to do it because it's going to help us. Spirit Hunter is a two-handed weapon, so we won't be using torches, but for now, we can't afford it or use it. Well, actually, we can afford it. So ignore what I just said. Go to Spear Fighter and click your learning points, alright? There we go. Now we can use tier 4 spears, which includes the Spirit Hunter. Then you're going to go to your Leather Hood Fighter and learn that. Now we can use tier 4 helmets, which includes the one that we want to use, the Stalker Hood. And I'm going to talk more about that later. Then Leather Jacket, same thing, it's 4 learning points, you're going to learn that. Now you can wear tier 4 armors, and we're going to go for the Spectre Jacket, alright? Which is really good for clearing. We're going to go to Cloth Sandals Fighter, learn that. And we're going to get ourselves a Royal Sandals when we can afford it. These things are hella expensive, but they are so good. Alright. Just making sure that you guys understand that. This Adept Reaver is very important to max out, but you cannot use learning points to learn Reaver levels, okay? What a Reaver level is once it's unlocked, it makes the next tier of dungeons way easier. So just continue with the dungeon quest that the game gives you, which is really nice, by the way, and I'll see you at the end. Alright, at some point you're going to get an update saying that your daily bonus has been completed, alright? So this little button here on the right side says daily bonus. Go ahead and click that, and then click claim, and that's going to give you a tier 2 Novice's Tome of Insight. We're going to save these for now. Also, anytime you get these little silver bags, you're going to left click them and then click use or use all. That's going to give you 1,000 silver each. It's basically free money. And these will give you fame, which is basically experience. But we're going to save this for now, and I will explain why. I'll tell you when to use them, so just hold on to them for now. They're pretty dang good. We have 2 of them so far. That's 2,000 fame. Again, just hold on to them. Now at this point, since we have tier 4 unlocked, you'll start seeing these. Leather Hood Fighter, stuff like that. You don't want to use learning points on this because this is simply leveling up your mastery of it. So once you have level 10 of Leather Hood Fighter, you can use tier 5s and so on. You're going to get these passively. You want to save your learning points all for your weapon. So do not spend learning points anymore. I will tell you when to spend your learning points, okay? Now, I know I didn't explain how to use this build, and I know that when I press Q, this shows up for you, okay? When you press W, this shows up for you, and so on and so forth. The reason it's not showing up on my screen is because I went to game settings, and then I went to controls, and I have spellcasting set to quick cast on button press. This is just an advanced setting because I know what the skills do and how far they reach, but for you, when you press Q, this will pop up, and then when you left click, you will then do a stab attack. So until you get comfortable with the game, don't change your options, but once you understand the ranges of everything, then feel free to change it. Alright, here we are. This is the boss. You can see the circle icon like I talked about earlier, and this guy has 4,590 HP. He's a pretty beefy boy. You're going to need all your abilities to take him on. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to open with a W, and I'm going to dodge every single attack he telegraphs. So right now, I can just trade blows with him. He's casting a spell. I'm going to move out of the way of that damaging circle. The red circle is bad. Don't stand in it. When I have 3 stacks, I'm going to use my E ability to knock him up and deal extra damage. I'm going to wait for him to cast an ability, and then I'm going to move out of the way and use my W. That way he takes the most damage, and I don't stand in any of his attacks. I can use my Armor's ability to reflect damage. I can use my D to slow his attack, and I can use my F ability to run away and regenerate mana. Alright? The fight is pretty much straightforward. When he gets big, he takes more damage. You don't have to be afraid. You can see his health versus my health. And just another note, when you're playing on PC, you can hold right-click to move around and point your cursor. You can press spacebar to do auto attacks. You can run away while hammering spacebar, and when he's close enough, you will automatically stab him. This allows you to attack while on the move. Anyway, once you take him down, you can then loot the chest. You might get something good, you might not. Let's see. I didn't really get anything good here. But that's fine. Make sure you take everything because you can sell it, alright? And then we're going to press A. You see this icon glowing in the bottom left? Press A, and you will teleport out of the dungeon. You do not need to run back through the dungeon to get out. You just press A, and it's going to teleport us right out of there. Very simple, very convenient. Now, we're going to go back and turn in that quest. Alright, so this is brand new to me. This is actually really cool, okay? So now it's going to tell us to go to Bridgewatch and talk to an explorer, and we're going to get the Royal Sigil. This is very important, okay? Because this Royal Sigil is worth almost 40,000 silver. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and accept that, and this reward, we're going to sell it immediately because it's just a crafting item. It lets you craft, basically, items. So we're going to navigate to Bridgewatch. The map will tell us, here's Bridgewatch, by the way. It's not that far away. The map is going to tell us where to go. So we're going to go there, and we're just going to run across the zone. Oh, and by the way, just a heads up, just a reminder for those that have kind of playing at their own pace. They're not exactly following the video, and that's absolutely fine. Before you go to Bridgewatch, this big chest in the middle, it's just a stash where you store your goods. Make sure you pick everything up before you leave, because you don't want to have to ride back down here. Essentially, if you follow this guide correctly, you will never have to return to these little newbie areas ever again. So I'm going to ride to Bridgewatch, and I will meet you there, and I will teach you how to navigate Bridgewatch. Now, capital cities are extremely crowded, and I'm going to be playing a little close to prime time. So there's going to be like over 400 people in the city just running around. Their nameplates are going to be everywhere, but it's okay. There's no reason to feel claustrophobic. I will talk you through exactly how to navigate the city. It's absolutely fine. It'll be second nature by the end of this video, I swear. Alright, so we've arrived at Bridgewatch. When you open the map, there's a lot going on. And I'm going to explain all of it, but first, you see this big question mark? That's where the game wants us to go. We're going to talk to this person. We're going to get our Royal Sigil. We're going to hit complete. And then it's going to have us take a stroll through town. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to have us go to the Island Merchant. Alright, so the Island Merchant is right over here. It's this pirate-looking lady with a little spyglass. And it's going to tell us about the Island Merchant. You're not going to be buying an island for a little while now, so don't worry about the Island Merchant, okay? That's for later. This is like the little, what's it called? Like, You can buy skins and stuff, okay? With real money. Vanity items, that's the word. Alright, so now I'm going to complete this tutorial, and I'll meet you back here. You can do the tutorial on your own. You don't need me to explain what everything is yet. I'll explain the important stuff in just a bit. Alright, now that you've done the tour, let's turn that in. And that's it for quests. Yes, I know everyone always asks me in the video in the comments, what do I do now? You do whatever you want to do, man. Okay, I know you know a little bit about this game because you're watching this video, right? You're inquisitive, right? Do you want to play this game and murder people and take their loot? Do you want to do dungeons and kill big boss monsters? Do you want to go mine minerals and craft weapons? Like, all of that is available for you to do. You can do whatever you want, right? Okay, this isn't Fable, but for this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do dungeons, which in my opinion, and in my testing, is one of the best early ways for a new player such as yourself to not only get stronger so that you can PvP, but also to make a very good amount of money compared to gatherers, alright? So by doing dungeons, you will get treasure, which you can sell, and your character will get stronger. This is great because I know you want to actually try to fight other players at some point, and if you have, like, if you're a gatherer and you just chop trees all day, your character will not know how to use a sword or a bow or any of those weapons. But if you do dungeons, your character will get stronger and stronger at using weapons and armor, which will allow you to have more of a fighting chance against other players, but also you will be getting, like I said, dungeon loot, so that you can sell, so you will have money for premium, because getting premium is very important. Right now, we have 3 days of premium, so you have 3 days to make 9 million silver, and I know that sounds like a lot, but it's very easy to do. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, okay? Now that you have completed all the quests, this is what I want you to do. You have an inventory just full of stuff here. If you have any of these beginners bags of silver, just go ahead and use them. They serve no other purpose other than to just be used. Alright, we're going to go over to the repair bench here, and we're going to repair all of our stuff. It's going to cost 500 silver. That's fine. We have 23,000 right now, okay? Alright, so I've repaired that. Now, we're going to go to the market. If you've done the tutorial, the game showed you what the market was. It's this golden gavel. You see this number in the bottom right corner? That's how many players are in town. 295. So you're just going to go over here. It's going to put you into the market zone. And in this zone, look how many players there are. There are 329 in here. Okay, that's not counting the top of the town. 329 people are piled over here, right? I can't even zoom in to show you the merchant, but you know what the merchant looks like. All you got to do is look at your mouse cursor. When it turns into those gears, left click, and you're at the market. We're going to clear our search parameters and go to sell, and then we're going to scroll down, and we're just gonna sell everything, okay? I'm not gathering on this character, so I'm selling my gathering gear. It's for absolutely pennies, but I want to free up my inventory space, and every penny counts. So I'm just going to sell all of this, and you can see it's not very much right now. And if you want, you can click sell order and make a tiny bit more, but I don't want to wait. You have to wait for someone to actually buy that. Alright? So this is just clearing my inventory. It's alright, because we're going to be making a whole lot here. Now, in the dungeons that I ran, I got a little lucky here. You see this Adept's Hammer? This is a tier 4.1 hammer. This is going to sell for a good amount, like 1,000, right? For the sake of the video and fairness, you probably won't get a drop like this in your dungeon. So I'm going to destroy it. Okay, it's only 1,000 to me. Okay, I have billions of silver on my main account. I don't have to worry about 1,000 silver. For the sake of the tutorial of the video, I'm destroying this. I don't want you to destroy anything. Do not trash anything. Sell everything you've got, so that people in the comments won't say that I got an unfair advantage. Also, 6 journeyman's capes. That's also a really lucky drop. Was that a quest reward? I don't know, but just to be safe, I'm trashing it. And same goes for the tier 3 bow. I don't know where I got this. I'm going to trash it, okay? Just for the sake of the fairness of the video. Alright, so the Adept's Royal Sigil was the last quest we did. This is the reward. We're going to hit sell. And again, this is just a crafting item. It's used to make things which you will not have access to for quite a while. And we're going to get 31,000 silver for this. Now we have... I'm going to hit stack and sort so that my little books here go to the top. Awesome. Remember earlier when we used our learning points? We can now use tier 4 gear. here's what I want you to buy. If we can afford it, okay? Because I don't know. We have 54,000 silver to spend. We're going to type Spirit H. And that's going to sort all of the Spirit Hunter spears. Very cool. We can buy a Spirit Hunter for 6,799. This is a two-handed spear. I'm going to go to enchantment and go to 1 and see what the price is. 14,000. Ooh, that's expensive. Okay. We got to do a little math now. I'm going to type rune. I'm going to clear my search parameters. I need to see if 192 of these is worth 6,000. So, I'm going to find a stack with a bunch of them here. Here we go. Here's a 999 stack. I'm going to type 192 in here. Okay, 192 in there. That is 3,000. That's half the price that we would pay. So in this case, I'm going to buy 192 of these, but I'm not going to buy that stack. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to click the Create Buy Order tab. And I have rune typed up here, and I'm going to scroll down until I see that the Adept's rune, and I'm going to click Buy Order. Now I'm going to type 192 as the amount, and I'm going to find the lowest amount here, which is 13. See if that's 192 of them. It's not, so I'm going to type 14. So this means I will buy all of the Adept's runes up to 14 silver, no more, and only up to 192 of them. I'm going to click Create Buy Order right now, and this will automatically do this for me at the lowest price. There we go. I have 54,000 silver. I now have 51,000 silver. So I've spent 3,000 silver, and we're going to hit Take All. They do weigh a little bit, but it's okay. We have a mule. Mules have carry weight. We're fine. We only have 10% of our capacity. Now I'm going to go back and buy that Spirit Hunter. I'm going to clear my search parameters and type Spirit H. And now I'm going to buy the cheapest one, but also there. Okay, you'll notice the border. You see this border around the Spirit Hunter? You'll see this border looks a little fancier. When I click this, you'll see that it's a normal quality weapon. For 1 silver more, this one is a good quality. Let me show you what outstanding looks like. It's the golden border. You can see it's way more expensive. And then you have excellent. You'll notice that this is the same border as our bag. We got lucky. And then there's masterpiece, which is golden. Okay. So if you're searching Spirit Hunters and you see a better border for very cheap, like this is 1 more silver, I'm going to buy this one. And there we go. We bought it. So now we have 44,000 silver remaining, which is plenty. Here's the next item that we're going to buy. It is called the Spectre Hood. No, not that one. Stalker Hood. Okay, we're typing Stalker Hood. The same deal. This is 3,800. We're going to go to enchantment and look at the +1 price. That is 2,000. This costs 48 runes to upgrade. So I'm going to buy one of these. I'm going to buy the regular quality because this is a bigger jump in numbers. So, no. We're going to buy the cheapest one. Okay, there we go. And then I need to do the rune thing again. We're going to type rune. For 13, we're going to buy... Is it 48? I believe it's 48. It's okay. We can sell these back if we overbuy. There we go. And now I'm going to buy... I won't be able to afford this right now, but Royal... Oops. Sandals. Royal Sandals is 101,000 silver. We can't afford this right now. This is something that we need to get, but we're going to have to come back later for this because it's a pricey boy. In the meantime, let's just search for armor and then cloth shoes. And then we're going to go to tier 4. We're just going to buy the cheapest ones. We don't need to enchant them because we're not going to be using these for very long. This is just temporary, okay? So we do more damage. Alright, so we have our helmet, we have our weapon, and we have our boots. We're not going to enchant the boots, so don't worry about that. Now, let's see a Spectre Jacket. Spectre Jacket. I'm going to clear my search parameters because it's only searching for boots. Spectre Jacket is 19,000. How much to enchant it by +1? Also 19,000. You see? We don't need to buy any runes because look at this. Tier 0, 19.4. Tier 4.1, 19.9. Look at that. And we're going to look for a better quality one. Here's 19.99 versus 19. For 11 more silver, we get a good quality one here. So, we have some more spending money. Let's go to 0.2 and see what the price is. Only 21. For only 2,000 more silver, we can buy a 4.2. That's an amazing deal. What about 4.3? 51,000. Okay, we don't have 51,000. We're going to go to 4.2 for now. And we're going to buy this one, okay? Because this is a really good deal. Your armor and your weapon are your two most important parts of your gear. Your armor dictates how much damage reduction you receive. It also has a very strong active ability. Your helmet and boots only dictate how much health and mana you receive. Armor also gives you health and mana, but it also gives you defense and offense. So we have our weapon, our helmet, and our temporary boots. This is going to get us very far. So right now, we have 18,000 remaining. Let's buy a mount. All right, we're going to buy a riding horse, okay? So I'm going to type '(S) riding. And that is going to give us a horse for 11,000. It's a little pricey. They're normally cheaper. Again, this one has a better border than this one, and it's cheaper, so we're going to buy one of these. All right. Now, I'm going to close the shop. We only have 6,900 silver, and I'm going to step off of my mount by pressing A. I'm going to right-click the new horse we received. There we go. And now I'm going to press A. And now we have a horse. These are faster, and they can carry... I believe they can carry more weight. Let me make sure on that. 54 versus 25. Yes. So we just doubled our carry weight. Okay? And we increased our speed, and horses have more health than a mule. Alright. So now we're going to go back to the market. I'm going to clear my search parameters once again. I'm going to go to sell. I'm going to sell the mule. It's 1,800 right now. I guess everyone's making new characters. So there we go. We sold that. Now we need to enchant our gear. Let's go. We're going to go back up to the surface here. If you want to keep your mule for whatever reason, that's fine. You don't have to sell it. You can always buy it back later. I'm going to press N, and you're going to see this little thing here called Artifact Foundry. All right, we're going to go there. And this is how we enchant gear. And we're going to left-click this big hammer, and we're going to look at this little sparkly sword tab on the left, and we're going to left-click it. Now it says Enchant Equipment, drop your items here. So we're going to drop our weapon there, and you'll see that it costs 192 runes, and we're going to hit Enchant. This drastically improves the power of our weapon. Alright, now we're going to drag our helmet in there, and it's cost 48 runes, and we're going to hit Enchant as well. So now we have a new set. We're going to right-click the Spirit Hunter. I'm going to select the first Q ability. We don't have any of this stuff unlocked yet, and that's fine. We're going to do the same for the helmet. Right-click the helmet. It puts it on. I'm going to select this ability, Mortal Agony, and this passive, Balanced Mind. Then I'm going to select my... Look at my health. 1775. Now, when I right-click the armor, look how much it jumps up. 2,037. Very cool. I'm going to select Self-Ignition and Balanced Mind. And then for the boots, we're going to put that on, and we're just going to put Energetic Sprint, because that's going to give us mana, and Aggression, which is going to give us damage. Now, we can sell this gear. We don't need this Tier 3 gear anymore. But before we do that, now that we have our full set of Tier 4 equipped, we're going to use these Tomes of Insight. So I'm going to hit Use, and I'm going to hit Use again. Alright, so we just applied 4,000 experience to every single piece of equipment that we're wearing currently. Except for, well, capes don't count, and bags don't count, and mounts don't really count. But you can see here, Spirit Hunter Combat Specialist. This right here is how you increase your damage. We're not going to be putting learning points into that, no. We're going to go here to the Spear Fighter, and we're going to be using all of our learning points on this. We're going to level this up as much as possible, because this is how we increase the tiers of our spears. So when this hits level 10, we can wear Tier 5 spears. So I'm going to hit Learn. There we go. Alright. So let's go, and here's our horse. We're going to left-click it to get back on. And now we're going to sell this stuff, and then we can go out and start doing some dungeons. But we're also going to faction flag up, which is going to give us more rewards, more silver, and more experience. Alright, so I'm going to left-click the shop again, and then I'm going to click sell, and I'm just going to sell this stuff. I'm just going to flat sell it. 130 versus 850. Okay, that's a big jump. So I'm going to click sell order. It's going to default it to 850, which is the lowest current bid on the market. I'm going to left-click this little minus symbol one time, which is going to put my bid at 849, and hit create. This costs 13 silver to do. Now, I'm selling that torch for 849 if someone wants to immediately buy it. Same goes for spear. Yeah, that's a big jump in price. So I'm going to hit sell order, and then I'm going to undercut by 1 and hit create. And I'm going to do that for all of the gear, apparently. And there we go. Now, if you go to this little tab that says My Orders, you can see everything that you currently have for sale, and it puts it on the market for 30 days. This is how you sell things, and every once in a while you can go back and you can click Edit, and you can see someone's already undercut my torch. So I need to click the minus key twice and hit Update Order. It's going to cost me 13 more silver. Now I'm going to go find it again. Here's torch. I'm going to click Edit. You can see that I am currently the lowest bid on selling. So if someone wants to buy a torch, I'll show you. We're going to go to the Buy tab and we're going to type torch. And then I'm going to sort it by tier 3. What? Really? Oh, it's good quality. I'm sorry. So we're going to go to good quality. I am currently the lowest seller for good quality torches. Alright? If you want to undercut the normal torch, we would need to go to 598. So we can go, we can do that if we want. Right? Just to show you, I don't really recommend it. 598. And now when I look at torches, I'm going to type torch and go to tier 3. We can see that I am the lowest possible, the cheapest torch in the entire market of Bridgewatch. There are 5 cities, and then there's Caerleon, which is like the PvP city. I won't talk about that in this video, that's more complex stuff. But every city has its own market. So here I am in the world at Bridgewatch. This is a city. We're going to zoom out, and we're going to go to the foresty area. This is Lyndhurst, another capital city. If you go to this market, it has a whole different inventory. So because I'm selling a torch in Bridgewatch, you cannot buy that same torch from Lyndhurst. Only people shopping here, the 382 down here right now, can purchase this from this town. Alright, now that we have our gear, we have our our carrot soup. Alright, we are ready to rock and roll. We're ready to go out into the world and start doing dungeons. Now, one thing you'll notice on the map, I'm gonna press Ilm here. I'm gonna hit reset camera, it's gonna center our camera. We're in Bridgewatch. There are 4 different exits to town. There is Lazy Grass Plain, which has a V and a yellow diamond. This V is the tier of zone. This is a tier 5 zone. It's Roman numerals, okay? And this is a yellow diamond. This is a yellow zone. In a yellow zone, you cannot be killed, but you can be knocked down by other players for 3 minutes and you suffer a durability loss. If we go this way, we go into a tier 4 zone, which is a blue zone. Other players cannot attack you. If we go here, this is a tier 3 blue zone, and again, a tier 4 zone. Before we do anything, press in and find the faction enlistment person. So we're going to go there, and we're going to enlist for the Bridgewatch faction. Alright, I don't have enough fame to do that. That's new. New to me. Never mind. Okay, we will come back later for that. Alright, oh, you see this little icon on our mailbox? Check it out, guys. It says that we sold something. We sold our mercenary jacket for 433 silver. Very cool. So we just got some silver that automatically goes into your silver pile. Alright, very nice. Anyway, we can't faction flag right now, so don't worry about it. But I'm going to press B and open the Destiny board. Now here on the left, you'll see this is called Trainee Fighter, and then you'll have Journeyman Reaver, Adept Reaver. So we have Adept Reaver unlocked, Expedition for tier 4. However, if we click this one, it's not unlocked. This is Expert Reaver. It says Expedition Standard for tier 5. This means if we try to do a tier 5 dungeon, we will take way more damage and we don't have any defense against tier 5s. So doing a tier 5, while it is possible to do, we want to avoid it because we will take too much damage. So for the meantime, we need to either go to Smooth Floor Cleft or down to Long March Meadow. So I'm going to go and take this exit to Long March Meadow, and I'm going to go find a dungeon to do. Alright, it's very simple. I'm going to show you what a dungeon looks like and how to find them. Alright, so here I am. I'm outside. If you're wondering what this white shield thing is, anytime you run through this, it will give you a shield protecting you from damage. Right now, I'm currently shielded, so I can't take damage anyway. We're just going to ride around. I'm going to zoom my map out here. We're going to ride around and look for a random solo dungeon, okay? And I'm going to ride a little bit far outside of town so other players don't also enter the dungeon and try to do things. And then I'm going to show you how to use the Spirit Hunter and your armor and your carrot soup so you can clear dungeons really, really fast. And the sooner we get to tier 5 and start making some money from dungeon loot, the more we can gear up, and I'm going to show you that whole process and how you can do it in under 3 days to get premium for 30 days and unlock islands. It's all in this video, guys. I know this is kind of a long explanation, but this is absolutely necessary for you to learn the game, and I hope that I'm explaining this as best as possible. So I'm just running around randomly. I am literally just going, I'm not going in any specific direction. I'm just running along. And we have the horse, so we're fast. Okay, here we go. You see this dungeon? It has a green glow. This is a solo random dungeon. If it has a yellow glow, that is a corrupted dungeon. Don't do those, not right now. You can choose to do that later. That's a PvP dungeon. But for now, find the one with the green glow, not a blue glow, not a yellow glow. This is a green glow. Left click it, and it will channel you to enter the dungeon. And here we go. This is a randomly generated solo dungeon. All right. When you enter the dungeon, your abilities are on cooldown. That's okay. So here's how the build works. We're going to just kill everything and then kill the boss. And we do a lot of damage because we have a tier 4.1 Spirit Hunter. This thing is beastly. Look, I'm going to press my E ability. It's going to throw a big line. Look how fast these things die. Look at that. I haven't even done anything else. This thing took so much damage, it's already dead. Alright. And you guys can watch me clear the dungeon if you want. I'm going to click this buff shrine. Cool. This blue one gives you cooldown reduction. So all my abilities will take less time to come back. So look how fast everything just melts. Not only does your Spirit Hunter do a ton of damage, but it also destroys the enemy's armor, making all of your other abilities do tons of damage. But that's not even the best part. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and eat this carrot soup, and what that's going to do, look at my health bar. I'm going to eat the carrot soup, and look at how faster my regeneration is. Now let me show you the power of our armor. When you press R, you're going to catch yourself on fire. It's a big fiery plume. When I run near an enemy, they're going to start melting. Look at their health. I'm not even attacking them yet. The armor is attacking them, okay? And this does take your health away, but when you're out of combat, that means no one is fighting you. Your carrot soup is healing you back to neutral. Later, we will get cabbage soup, which will heal us even more. Alright, so that's now on cooldown. Now, if you combine all of your abilities, you will do insane damage. Alright, we got another blue buff. This also restores your mana. Oh, by the way, you should probably pick up the silver piles if you're new. I have a habit of not doing that because I don't like clicking things. So you're just going to run through the dungeon and clear it, you know, comfortably. So I'm just going to use my run ability because I want to kind of get this done. And look how fast that died. That died immediately. Alright, I'm going to turn on my armor here. Now, you're probably wondering, what about our helmet? What does the helmet do? Let me show you. Okay. Let me explain here. You see these little notches above our, like right here, there's 5 squares. Each of these squares represents 20% HP. Now, when you attack an enemy, they will also have the same thing above their health, you see? When the enemy is at 2.5 squares, press D to activate your helmet. This will shred their armor, making you deal tons and tons more damage, but also your helmet increases your passive damage. So let me explain how this stacks. You're going to press D, so now I do 20% more damage. I'm going to press R, which is increasing this fire by 20%, okay? So now as I run through and kill things, I will be able to deal tons and tons of damage very, very quickly and clear super fast compared to all of the other newbies. Alright? And as you fight mobs, you'll learn their attack patterns. You'll find that they're not that scary. Like this bear will knock me back and aggroed some mobs. So I have 4 mobs on me, but that's okay. We are overgearing this content. We have a 4-2 armor because of how cheap it was and how much money we made early game. That this is easy. Now before we engage this boss up here, we're gonna let our health regenerate. We have the cabbage soup. You see this buff? It's not like World of Warcraft where you have to eat every single time to heal. You eat once and for 30 minutes it's active. So we're fully healed, we have all of our cooldowns. I'm going to press D, I'm going to press R, I'm going to press E, W, and I'm going to take this hit, it's fine. I'm going to press Q, I'm standing near the boss. Look how much damage we've already done to him. He's got 3,800 HP. He's already dead, okay? Well, now he's dead. I'm going to turn my armor off so I'm not burning, so I can open the chest, and we got some loot. We made 2,956 from this chest, okay? So remember, for our first upgrade, our boots, we need 101,000. For our cape, we'll need about 70 to 80,000. For our second tier of weapon, we'll need like another 50,000. All right. this is what you're going to be spending your early silver on. We don't need any more mounts. We don't really need helmets. Armor can come later whenever we unlock it. But for now, we're just going to be clearing dungeons. And here's 3 bears. Goldilocks and the 3 bears. You see there's Goldilocks even though she's got brown hair. Alright, and we're just going to run through and just kill everything. I didn't even use my E ability, okay? As you learn the game, you can learn what abilities do you want and how much damage they do and how fast you can just kill things. And I'm telling you, this build is going to clear super fast for you. I do have other builds on my channel. I still believe that light crossbow and bolt casters are better for newbies, so you can check out those videos, but this video is about the Spirit Hunter, okay? It's an extremely bursty weapon. It's very easy to use for newbies. It's highly recommended by me and most of the community to use. And that's what this video is focused on. You don't have to use the Spirit Hunter. You can experiment with any weapon that you want. The cool thing about this game is there is something called the Test Realm, and on the Test Realm, you can use a maximum leveled character with infinite money to try out all the weapons in the game and all of the quality of weapons in the game, okay? So you can find like a setup that you like to use and that works for you, and then you don't even have to use the Spirit Hunter setup. You can use whatever you want. So again, we're just clearing the dungeon here, and we're looking, you see at the top right where it says Expert Reaver 31%? We're going to continue to do these dungeons until that says 100%. Now remember, Spear Fighter, which is something I forgot to do, every time this is above 20%, go ahead and use those learning points on it, okay? Just every single time. Alright, so I'm going to stop filming for now until we get our Expert Reaver done. Just keep doing dungeons. It's okay. Like, this is basically the grind in the game. We can't really advance too much further, but this gets really, really fast once we start beefing up our equipment. If you want to see how fast I can clear a dungeon, check out some of my other videos, and you will note that I just never, like, I can kill these things so fast that I never have to stop and do anything. I can literally just run up and just instantly kill everything here. And even bosses, even the boss rooms, I can just run up to the boss, and it's dead in half a second, and I can get, like, very, very expensive equipment, right? Because we're only in Tier 4, the equipment's a little limited on what we'll receive, but once we hit Tier 5s, the money really starts rolling in. Alright. And then, of course, later, if you want, you can start risking it in the PvP zones, but this is a blue chest, so this will drop a little bit more gear. Before I stop filming, I think we'll look at the loot. We'll see if we get lucky. I don't have my cooldowns for this boss, but I'm confident that we can take him on. I mean, look at his health and look at mine. Like, he's just melting, dude. He is absolutely, he's already dead. Alright, let's see if we got lucky. Let's see how much loot we got. We have premium active for 3 days. So this was only 2,800, so we did not get lucky. Alright, I'm going to cut back to you after I do a whole bunch of dungeons, and I'm not going to sell any of the loot. I'm going to collect all the loot I can and show you how much we earned, okay? Now, as a new player and also as a brand new character, for end dungeon bosses, remember this circle, remember the icon I talked to you about, go ahead and feel free to switch off self-ignition for Inferno Shield, because these bosses have a lot of health. This guy has 4,500 HP, and by the time your self-ignition does damage to the boss, you will pretty much lose all of your health. So you really don't want to fight the boss with self-ignition until much later when you can melt these guys instantly. Also, until you learn the boss's patterns, I highly recommend not using it, because like right now I have to dodge spells, and if I had self-ignition on, that will be burning my health really far down. But yeah, just fight the bosses normal until we get better equipment and higher spec, and then we will be able to just run self-ignition the entire time. But in this case, I've got to dodge attacks, and if I had my armor on, I would be dead by now. So it's not advised to fight certain bosses early on with self-ignition. Alright, let's see if we get anything good. Come on, loot! 3,000. Man, we keep striking out on loot, man. Now, once your weapon becomes level 6, you unlock an ability on your W slot called Inner Focus. So what this does is if you let it fully channel all the way, that is a 40% damage increase. You press D, that's a 20% damage increase. Press R, and now your jacket does insane, just a really huge amount of damage. If you combine this with your E for Armor Shred, you will deal even more damage to targets. Alright? So this allows you to basically walk through mobs and just kill them very, very quickly, which will advance your character very quickly. Now, you'll notice that the buff has ran out. As long as you activate your Spectre Jacket while you have the buff, you will keep the buff damage, like, you will keep doing the same amount of damage. Your damage won't fall off as long as the jacket remains active. However, you won't be able to use Forest of Spears, so it's up to you as the player to use whatever you're more comfortable with. But later on, when we get the Royal Shoes, we can stack all three, and once we upgrade our Spectre Jacket to higher tiers, we will do even more damage with it, and it will get to the point where you will kill these guys in less than a second with how much damage you're dealing. So just keep grinding. This is an MMORPG. You are expected to do some grinding, and I'm guaranteeing you, before these 3 days are up, you will absolutely have in-game gear, in-game loot, and extremely powerful, very fast clearing. You'll have your own personal islands. Just keep watching the video. Watch my other videos if you want. The proof is all there. There's no shady business going on. This is how you do it as a new player. This is how I would do it if I started brand new with all of the knowledge that I have. It's very simple. You just gotta put in the work. That's all. All right, so I just hit Expert Reaver. Now I'm going to finish this dungeon. This is still a tier 4 dungeon, but now that I've hit Expert Reaver, there's a few things that we're going to do. We're going to go back to town. We're going to repair our gear. You can see that I'm a little injured here. And we're going to do a tier 4 expedition and get another one of those royal sigils worth, what, 39,000 silver? Alright, also our spear fighter is now level 10, which also means we can now equip tier 5 spirit hunters, which are pretty darn cheap. We can also sell our 4.1. Yeah, we're on our way. So I'm going to finish this dungeon. I will meet you back in town, and I will explain what to do next now that we have Expert Reaver, which means we can start doing tier 5s, which is where the real money's at. Alright, so we have our Expert Reaver unlocked. Now we're working towards Master Reaver. Now, I'd simulated being downed a bunch of times, as new players will be knocked down, which incurs a 5% durability loss. So I knocked my durability down to about 84%. That's like, what, 3 times, plus a little bit of wear and tear. So my repairs are 8,390. That sounds kind of steep. We're going to go ahead and repair everything. We're down to 5,000 silver, but look at these silver bags from these dungeons. I'm going to hit use all, back up to 28,000, and we're going to sell our items in here. We're just going to sell everything for now, because we don't need any of this stuff. And you may be wondering, well, what should I keep? What should I not sell? Just sell, like, every item you can wear, use, etc. in the game. There's nothing like soulbound or ultra rare. You won't be scammed. Everything in the market is priced accordingly. So I'm just going to hit sell. It's 1 silver difference between a sell order and a buy order. So I'm just going to regular sell. That's 4 silver difference. 2 silver difference. That's like 30, 40 silver difference. That's fine. 1 silver difference on that. Like 17 silver difference. 80 silver difference. That's fine. That's all right. We're all right. And then let's see where we are at now. Okay, we have a great hammer there. So yeah, we can just sell that. So now we're up to 41,000 silver. Not bad. I haven't even been playing that long. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to take our gear, and we are going to go into a expedition. So let me show you what that is and how to do it. And this is going to earn us another like 45,000 silver easily. It only takes like 3 minutes. You see this blue portal here called Expedition Master? We're going to go right in there. And this is going to get us another royal sigil. We're going to click on left click on the portal. We're going to click Adept's Individual Expedition. And okay, so here's what I just learned just now, guys. Because of the newbie tutorial, that counts as your daily. So I am now unable to get another one until 20 more hours have passed. So for you, if you had to take a break, if you stopped for the day, check this and see if your daily is done, because you'll get another royal sigil worth 40,000 and a 2,000 additional reward. All right, you can't collect dailies from higher ones either, or the group ones, sadly. So that's a new change. That's brand new, just this patch. I learned this just now. So anyway, we're gonna skip that for now. Then it's the same thing that you did in the tutorial zone. It's just a solo dungeon that you run. Now that we're Expert Reaver, we're going to go into tier 5 zones. But let me check. Can we faction flag yet? Let's see. I'm gonna go to the expedition, or the faction master. We are halfway there, so we'll come back later. The only yellow zone is Lazy Grass Plain. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. When you first go to a yellow zone, it's telling you, hey, warning, what's going on, man? This is a PvP zone. You want to proceed? You hit yes. Any player with a red nameplate can hurt you. And if you get downed by a player, you will not lose your stuff, but you will suffer a 5% durability loss on your equipment, which means you will have to pay a repair fee. Now that we're in the yellow zone, we want to go a little bit further out from town. Because if we do a dungeon right around here, well, I am way zoomed in. If we do a dungeon right around here, people will invade the dungeon and they will most likely be better geared than us and steal our dungeon. So we're gonna go out a little while. If you see these red circles, by the way, those are called blobs or clusters, I believe. I don't know the exact term, but this means that a large amount of players are gathering. You can see at the gates of town, there's a large amount of players that are gathered there. It's like 10 or more to show a red circle. This is for you as the player, so you don't accidentally ride into a giant blob of players that are waiting to kill you. But like I said, this is just the yellow zone. You can't die. It's only a repair bill. Now, you'll notice the number in the bottom right corner has some swords and a number 11. This is the number of hostile players. There are currently 11 hostile players in the zone that can hurt you. See these blue names? They can't hurt you. They have to faction flag up. Alright? In faction, or not faction flag, they have to PvP flag up. So in this zone, there are 0 hostile players. This is good. This means no one can hurt us. If you want to become a hostile player, you will dismount. You see this little circle shield icon? You left click it. It's going to charge up a slow bar, and you see these swords? That means you are now PvP flagging up. But I'm not going to do that. If you do that, your name will turn red to everyone else that's name is blue. And they can all attack you, but you can attack them. I have videos on my channel that show what this is like. It's actually a lot of fun, but as a new player, you don't want to do it. It doesn't give you anything. You'll notice this is a green circle. What that means is this is the Limhurst faction. They're amassing in this area, but we're not worried about that. They can't hurt us. We're not faction flagged up. We don't have to fight Limhurst. So here is a tier 5 random dungeon. Again, it's the green portals. We're in a tier 5 zone. And there's no one in here because you want to check and see if there's a mob here at the entrance. Sometimes there isn't, but if you run through the dungeon a bit and there's no mobs, that means someone's in here and they're already running the dungeon. So we're going to now do tier 5 yellow zone dungeons until we amass a small fortune of silver. And this also builds up your characters, so you're progressing. You're not really losing much progress. I kind of wasted that spell there. That's fine. But it's actually very quick. Like, as you build up power, these mobs will take more and more damage. You will be able to kill them quicker and quicker until you are clearing these dungeons in under 2 minutes. And it really doesn't take that long. And sometimes you hit real big. Like, you can get a chest. Okay, I got knocked into a dangerous spot here. So I'm gonna have to turn tail and run. I'm gonna have to reset the fight. If you run away from a mob, check this out. This bear will turn around and forget about me. And now that I'm out of combat, my health regeneration will kick in from the food that I ate. By the way, once you run out of carrot soups, you want to buy cabbage soups. They cost about 3.5 to 4,000 silver each, and they last for 30 minutes. So just buy like 3 or 4 of them, because you'll be using a lot of them. Alright, so let's try that fight again, now that we've reset and we've regenerated all of our health. And, yeah. That way we don't get knocked by the bear into the trap, into the mobs that are trying to kill us. So yeah, just continue doing dungeons. You'll notice you're getting a lot more fame now that you're in the yellow zone. Also, the mobs drop more silver. You can pick that up if you want. I just have a bad habit of not picking up. That's just me, okay, guys? I recommend you, as a new player, to pick up that silver. And these little trap mobs, you don't have to kill them, but they do give fame and they do give silver. So, I'm going to see you back in a bit after I've amassed a small fortune of goods. Also, real quick, I want to mention another decent way to make money is just to pick up all the rough stone, like right here. That is, that's 240 silver, 240 silver, 240 silver, 240. So we already made like a grand right there. That's an easy 1 grand. And I'm up to like, what, 55k, 14k in loot so far. It's only been like 1 hour of dungeons. Like, remember, if you see a large cluster of rough stone, as a new player, it's okay. Just pick it up and sell it. And I know we sold our rough stone earlier at the newbie zone, but it sells for about 80 outside of Bridgewatch. And here is a tier 5 yellow zone dungeon, so I'm going in. Alright, so we just hit Expert Adventure, which is on the Destiny board. That is this thing right here. So as soon as, you'll notice this number looks familiar. As soon as you hit Expert Adventurer, we can now go and start faction flagging. So once I finish this dungeon, we're going to go back to town. We're going to sell our loot. We're going to upgrade our gear the best we can. And we are going to start earning faction points, which is going to really, really increase our silver earnings. It's going to increase our fame earnings. It is a little more risky because we can be attacked, but hey, that's what this game's kind of about. You won't be losing your gear in the yellow zones, but you might have to have some repair bills, but at this point, we have so much silver that repair bills don't even actually matter. Especially if you've been picking up the silver, which is not something I've been doing. So... And I'm just going to kill this boss on camera real quick for you. Just see how fast they melt. Like, other players that had just started this game will not be able to kill bosses this quickly. It's crazy. And I just got a fame buff from that shrine, so everything I kill for the next, 3 minutes is going to give me double fame. I'll see you in a little bit. And this screen will pop up as soon as you leave the dungeon, showing you that, hey, you can do faction warfare now. So we're going to go head right back to town and get faction flagged. Alright, so I've been actually having really bad luck in dungeons right now, and that's fine because it's near prime time, everyone's playing. So, I'm going to buy some cabbage soup. I'm going to buy 3. No, let's do 4. 13,000, about 14,000 rounded. And this, okay, the carrot soup was 100% HP increase. This is 270% HP healed outside of combat. So this will allow your Spectre Jacket to burn you, and you will regenerate health the whole time. So we're going to take this, and now we're going to faction flag by talking to the enlistment person right here on the map. We're going to hit enlist, and then we're going to hit yes. And then we're going to hit flag, and we're going to hit yes. And now we have this little flag next to our name. At this point, we are going to ride 3 tiles away from town so that we get a 15% fame and loot increase. And this is where the money really starts rolling in. Now, our silver is at 67,000. We still have a tier 2 cape, ew. Tier 2 bag, ew. And that's fine. Our first primary upgrade will be the Royal Sandals. Once we have that, because we want to start faming that up as soon as possible, then we will buy a Care Leon cape, and then we're going to be upgrading our spear and our armor as our money increases. So I'll see you back whenever I get to a tier 5 dungeon. Oh, by the way, I want to mention, remember that rule I talked about where there was hostile players in yellow zones? That does not matter because a hostile player cannot hurt you, however, an enemy faction player can. You see this purple guy with a red name? If you press left click on someone and then press Y, you can inspect what they're wearing. So this guy is faction flagged with Thetford, which is the purple one. So if this guy dismounts, he can fight me, and his gear is very powerful. Although I think I could take him. I'm not kidding. I think with Spirit Hunter, I could blow this guy up. But he's doing a faction transport. He's doing a transport. He's not going to fight me. He's too busy transporting goods. He's not really a threat to us. I just want to point that out, that when you see a red name while you're faction flagged, and you see a little different colored like icon next to their name, that means that they are the enemy faction. And when they down you, you will respawn at these little outposts, and you'll take a 5% durability hit. Just be aware of that. And you have to be aware now. You see this blue circle? That's an enemy faction capturing a Bridgewatch outpost. I don't want to ride near these guys. I'm going to do it for the sake of the video to show you how dangerous this can be. And don't worry, like I said, you still can't lose gear. Also, you see this icon that looks like a little ribbon? It says I'm faction flagged. I'm earning 10% more fame and silver and loot. So I need to go one more tile away from town. I want to make sure it's a tier 5 yellow zone. So let's look at all these people nearby, right? If I ride in there, they're gonna dismount me. They might even chase me. So you need to be aware of how to read nameplates. If you see an enemy nameplate and it has a little yellow bar, like I do right now, so you have this yellow health bar, the blue mana bar, and the yellow bar under the blue bar, that's my mount's health. If you see a red name player without this bottom yellow bar, that means that they are dismounted, so do not ride towards them at all, because they can attack you. Alright, but if you see that yellow bar, that means they're mounted, that means they're not really a threat. If you see them dismount, turn around and do a 90-degree turn and run away. Alright, so now, this should put me 3 tiles away. And you'll notice here that the ribbon now shows 15%. This is the most you can get. So I want to do yellow zone dungeons in this area. Alright, so I'm going to go find a yellow zone dungeon, and I'm going to clear a bunch. And at some point when my carrot soup runs out, I will now eat a cabbage soup, which will heal me. Oh, there's one right there. And this is during prime time, so, well, a little bit after. So let's see, is there any mobs here? There is. Okay, so there's no one in this dungeon. Anyway, I'm going to clear some dungeons, and I'll get back to you once I have an inventory full of stuff. I'll try not to use the silver bags, because last time I didn't show off how many silver bags I earned. And look, you'll notice that I get more silver on pickups, and I'm getting more fame, and I'm also getting faction points. You can click this scroll and click Faction Warfare, and you can start earning faction points. Every 3,000 of these is about 45,000 silver. Every 9,000, if you want, can be converted into fame and half as much silver. I'll explain that more later once I have that to show you. It's gonna take a little while for me to farm up, but since I have the 3-day premium rolling, it won't take too long, maybe 1 hour to get 5,000 or so. I'll get back to you on that, okay? Alright, so we've been doing dungeons for about 1 hour in total, starting with the tier 4s. 1 hour and about 15 minutes. And my Master Reaver is at 98%. So we are almost there. We're almost at the point where we could do tier 6 dungeons if we wanted, but I don't recommend those because if you look at our net worth right now, we still don't have our boots that we need. We don't have a cape. We're at 76,000 plus 42 plus 14 in gear. So our net worth isn't really high enough, in my opinion, to even bother or attempt red zone dungeons, because if you die in the red zone, and there it is, Master Reaver, 1 hour and 15 minutes. If you die in the red zone, you lose everything that's on your body, equipped, in your inventory. And because right now, if you look at our equipment value, it's at 68,000. That is not a wise investment because that is almost half our total net worth. And honestly, like, we can start upgrading this, but first we're going to get boots. As soon as this dungeon's over, I'm headed back to town. I'm going to use these silver bags. I'm going to sell this loot. We're going to get ourselves a royal sandals, and I'm going to show you just how much more powerful that makes us. And then we'll get a Caerleon cape, and that will complete our starter build. I'm just going to kill these mobs real quick on camera. Look how fast they melt. It's so easy. And like I said, it's only 1 hour and 15 minutes in. And our spear level, check it out, level 18. Alright? You can get this to 100 in 1 to 2 days if you play hardcore enough. There's Redditors that don't believe me when I say this, but you can absolutely get 100 mastery and afford 8.3 in your first 1 to 2 days. Oh, also I wanted to mention, when you find these things, these Tomes of Insight, not the ones you can sell. You see this little icon that has like the no gold like coin icon? These you can't sell. But when you get these, you need to hold on to them and wait. Save them until you can start using your royal sandals, because you want to fame up the royal sandals and not the mage sandals, okay? So save them until you have your full set. Now at some point, you're going to get what's called a jackpot. Now let me show you this chest. This is a tier 5 dungeon. This is 19,000 silver, and then in loot, not including the silver bags, is 75,000 silver. So we can absolutely go back to town now, and we even got a tier 5 bag, which we can replace our tier 2 bag with. This is why I didn't tell you to buy a bag, because you're eventually going to find a better bag. So let's just collect all this loot. We're going to go ahead. Oh, that's 2 bags. That's 2 bags. Yeah. And we have actually 3 bags in total. Look at that. So we just replaced our bag, tier 5. This is really good. We have 81,000 in loot and 61,000 in silver. Let's go ahead and just use these now, man. I'm at 138,000. I'm about to sell this for 81,000 more. So we're over 200,000. We're going to spend 100 on our shoes, which we will never ever lose. And when we're done with them, we can always sell them. We're going to spend about 80,000 on a cape, and I'm going to show you the full combo and the full potential of this build. And here we are back at the market. It's time to sell. So I'm just going to do some quick selling here. This is a 20 silver difference times 24, so I can make 1,070 or I can make 1,500. I think I'll go with the 1,500. Yeah, it's the same thing, so we're just gonna... Not all of this will sell right away, and that's fine. In this case, I'm not gonna go too crazy. Now, I'm a little experienced at the market, so I'm being a little quick at this. I don't expect you to do as well. And that's fine. This just takes time. I'm generally just comparing how much silver do I want to lose if I get the money now versus if I get the money later. That's all there is to it, because the more stuff that you have listed, the more times that you have to start undercutting. In this case, I have the lowest sell on that boots, and I have 2 of them. But we have more than enough to buy our gear here, and that's a 4,000 difference, so I'm absolutely going to go down on that. And that's what, 60, 8591. Yeah, let's go that like that. And let's see, that's a 3,000 difference. All these things will sell. People buy them all the time. This one might not sell because it's tier 2. Tier 2 is generally junk, so I'm just gonna quick sell it, man. That's the exception, all right? Let's see. And there we go. All right, so now let's buy those boots. We're gonna type Royal Sand. And I'm gonna reset my search parameters. There we go. So we have Royal Sandals here, 106,985, but these are 106,993. So this is like, what, 6 or 7 silver more for excellent quality? Heck yeah, I'm gonna buy that. Heck yeah. Now I'm gonna slap them on with Defenseless Rush and Aggression. And now I'm gonna sell these boots. There we go. Alright, so we actually don't have enough to replace the cape because I chose not to quick sell some of these items. Let me just see what the most expensive thing we have is. So that's a 3,000 loss. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull these out because I want to get that cape now. I want to get that rolling, okay? So we're just gonna sell that immediately and sell this one immediately. Take a little bit of a loss. And we're gonna type Care Leon Cape, just like I spelt it there. Now, quality doesn't matter too much for capes. I want to see the price between 0 and 0.1, 78 or 81. I think I'm going to sell a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Here, let's pull the sandals out. And yes, I know I paid a fee to list them. That's okay. It's just silver. We get more. I've only been playing, what, a few hours? There we go. Now we have 81,000. We're going to do that again. Care Leon Cape. All right. And that is 81,893. We don't quite have enough. You do want some silver on reserve for repairs. So again, we're going to pull something else out. I'm going to clear my search parameters so I can see what I have listed. And let's pull those out. And then we'll just quick sell them. And there we go. Now we have enough. Now the only thing that a 0.1 cape does over a flat cape is make the cooldown slightly more, but I just like it to have everything enchanted. And there we go. Now the cool thing about, okay, what this cape does, let me explain. This cape will reset your Q's cooldown and make it instant every 35 seconds. So that's really nice, but it also gives you more energy and energy regeneration, which is really nice as well. So now we can sell our tier 2 cape there and just quick sell it. Okay, we're down to 12,000. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh my god, we are broke. What happened? Where did all of our money go? We still have plenty of stuff for sale in here. Well, not too much actually anymore. But we are fully decked out. These boots are a super huge upgrade. I'm gonna go back to that zone with the tier 3, or I'm sorry, not the tier 3 dungeons. We're going to a tier 5 zone, 3 tiles away. And I'm going to show you the power of all these items combined, because we're going to start clearing extremely fast. Also, we have our full set. We have the boots, the armor, the helmet, and the weapon. We can start using the tomes. So just hammer out those tomes. There you go. And that's going to make us stronger. Alright, and look at my HP compared to when we started. We've been playing less than 2 hours in dungeons, and our HP is already 2,146. It was like 2,077. So that's how much power we've gained in just that short amount of time. And like I said, this is an MMORPG, so you're in it for the long haul, right? And compared to other newbies that we started in that tutorial zone together that are still playing the same amount of time that we have, we're so much further ahead of them. Let me just show you. Okay, well, I'm not gonna log out right now. That's 60 seconds, but I can show you our playtime. It's really not that long. It's less than like 3 hours at this point. Anyway, I'm gonna go do more dungeons, and I'm gonna show you the full combo and the power of it, and how much damage you'll do, and how much this scales up. Because right now, we only have 4-2 armor. We can wear tier 5-3. We can wear a tier 5-3 weapon. That is huge power. That is absolutely huge power. Once we have the money to upgrade our armor and our weapon, we will have more power than the average player that's out in the world. I know that sounds crazy, but it's only gonna take maybe 1 or 2 hours, and if we hit a jackpot, like earlier I showed in the dungeons that we got like, what, 80,000 from the chest? That's a very minor jackpot. Most jackpots are 200 to 400,000, and we get at least 2 to 4 of those an hour, okay? So again, money is simple, okay? Let me just cut to the dungeon so I can show you how powerful this is. Alright, I want to show you the full combo, the full power of this. My cape is got like 5 seconds left on cooldown, but we're going to press W to charge up all the way. Press D, press F, press R. Now look at our damage. We're doing 101 damage every 0.5 seconds. I can press Q twice on the enemy, hitting them twice as hard. Because we have the cabbage soup, our health is regenerating faster than we're burning. And I could walk through this guy. I don't have to really, well, he kind of passed behind me, but like, you get the point, right? I haven't even used my E spell yet. Look at these books. Like, I have so much health and defense now, and I'm still only in 4.2 armor and 4.1 weapon, and we only get stronger from here. Imagine when you're in full 6-3. These things will immediately die. Like, I press E on the boss. He's melting. I'm going to press F on my shoes. That's going to increase my damage. As soon as this guy gets below half, right now, I'm going to armor shred him. Now look at my damage. I'm not even using my E or my armor ability. I know this seems slow right now, but like this is without the combo, okay? If I use the full combo on the boss, he would melt immediately. Alright, so our armor is back, our boots aren't back, so we're gonna wait on the combo a bit. I'm just gonna, you know, clear as normal. Auto attack this thing down. This is a good pull to use it on. Alright, 3 seconds on the boots. So remember, W, D, F, R, double poke her, throw the spear, run past the mobs. Look at their HP, it's gone. It is absolutely gone. Oh, and we just got 1,250 faction points. Very cool, very nice. So yeah, it's all adding up. We're starting to stack up our power and our monetary gain. And with this blue buff here, I can do the whole combo over again without waiting on cooldowns. So remember, it's W. You can press D, then F, then R. I can throw the spear this way if I want. This bird is melted. I'm running at freaking Mach 3 with everything stacked up. This aura is going to continue to burn even though my buffs are now gone. Like, look at the damage. I don't even really have to fight if I don't want to. And this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of our power. This is like just the original Dragon Ball level, right? And our health regenerates all the way back because we have cabbage soup. Let's see if we get red buff. We did not. That's fine. So I'm going to continue on until I find more mobs, and we're going to do the combo over and over and over. And yeah, it's just great. This is just the fastest. Well, okay, light crossbow and bolt casters are the fastest clear. This is the fastest melee clear now that Great Axe has been nerfed. So this replaces Great Axe for all you melee players. Look at this. I can just run past these mobs, do little MLG 360s on them, and what are they going to do? Like, they're already dead. And you may think that my health is getting low. It's not. Look, it's going to be fully healed by the time I get to the next pack. And this is just, okay, well, mostly fully healed. You get the point. Right, I can just throw my spear at these guys, hit all 3 of them. These big guys, they're slow, they're clunky. They ain't got nothing on me. I can dance around them all day. I can use the boots, increase my damage. Hit them with the armor shred, increase my damage. You know, my cape's about to be off cooldown, so I can double stab this dude. I mean, everything is just working out great. There's a boss up here, and my combo is almost back, except for the boots. Oh, it's a double boss, you say. Oh, no. Who cares? We have the power. Throw my E, hit them double Qs. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. They're already dead. They're already dead, and I just started this game like 3 hours ago. Can you believe it? Double bosses are really hard. New players struggle with this. Let's see if we get a jackpot. All right, let's... I mean, look at... Well, no, that's not a jackpot, but you get the idea. All you got to do is grind it out. So I'm going to do some more grinding right now, and let me just check in with you. Spear Fighter's level 19. Let's see what we unlock. At 20, we get an aggressive rush, so I'm definitely going to switch to that, because right now the passive is just slow. We don't really need to slow the enemies, but this one will give us more damage. So more damage, always good, always nice. Anyway, I'm going to do more grinding. I'll come back. Not quite a jackpot, but it's 44,000? 44,000 silver, and this dungeon only took me a few minutes to clear. Very simple. And there you go. I'm undercover SwoleBenji. This guy using my build. Yeah, man. Good job, dude. Just thought I'd put you in the video, why not? Also, just a reminder, I did say this earlier, but I wanted to show you. This right here, this is Adept's Tome of Insight. This does not have the you cannot sell icon. You see this little icon in the top right corner that shows like gold coins with a no symbol? This one does not have that. Do not use this. It's 10,000 fame, but it's also 27,000 silver. You need silver more than you need fame at this point in the game, okay? So make sure you sell these and do not use them. By the way, while you're out looking for dungeons, if you see a boss with the spiky circle around it, go ahead and dismount and take them out because they're worth a ton of fame. There's really no reason not to. Like, and they die immediately, so like it literally takes seconds. Sometimes they drop really good treasure. They definitely give good combat fame. Look at that, 4,000 fame, easy, and 1,500 silver, so you might as well. Like I said, a lot of the times they drop items too, so just go ahead and stop for them. Alright guys, it's only been like 2.5 hours into the game, and we have our first legendary chest. So let's get it. I'm gonna power up. Gonna hit him with the cape, and if you've watched my boss clearing guide, I have a guide on my channel that shows you how to beat and fight every single boss in the game. So this is a legendary. This is as hard as they get, right? But this guy's easy, man. Like this is nothing. Like look at it. Look at our health. Look at his. We're about to melt him. It's only been what? We've been in combat like 15 seconds or something. He's already down. Let's see how much we get, guys. All right, here we go. Big loot, big money. We just made 96 and then 40. So it's 136,000 silver. Very cool, isn't it? 136,000 silver. We could actually take all of this now and go back to town and upgrade our weapon or our armor, or we can just keep going. I think I'm just going to keep going. All right, not quite a jackpot, but we got 18k and then 55k, so that's over 70k. It's not terrible. Right now, if you look at my inventory, I have 317,000 in sellable items, 95,000 here in this bag, and 40,000 in this bag. So we're sitting over 400,000 or 500,000 about. It's pretty dang good, and I've only been playing for like, what, I think 3.5 hours at this point or something. It's really nice. It's really good. Alright, so I got downed a few times by enemy faction players. That's fine. Only 15,000. So we're going to go ahead and pay that. Our gear is now fully repaired. We're going to go over here now to the faction person, and we're going to buy Beast Heart. We have 3,974 faction points. So we can buy one of these. So we bought one. Alright, cool. So now we lose the faction points, which is fine, but check out our inventory. Our inventory is worth 372,000, and then we have 100,000 in silver, and then 40,000 in silver. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all, and look at our silver, 150,000. Now I'm going to go ahead and quick sell all of this, and then I'm going to shop around for some better gear, and I will be right back. So let me show you a common mistake a lot of people make, okay? So right now, we cannot use tier 6 spirit hunters, right? Because we need level 30. We're at level 26. We just need 4 more levels. That's really not that many more dungeons, right? So check this out. A tier 6.2 spirit hunter is 323,000. But let's see the price of a 5.3, which is the same power. A 5.3 costs even more at 430,000. So why would you buy this now and pay an extra, what, 100,000 when you can just get 4 levels and save yourself 100,000 silver? So that's why we're going to wait on upgrading the weapon. And of course, 6.3 is, well, pretty dang expensive. But yeah, just a quick tip there for you. Make sure to check your levels. So our armor is level 22, and at level 30, we can use the tier 6s. So let's go Spectre Jacket. And let's look at the 5.3. The 5.3 is 128,000. That's a really good deal. All right, so 6.2, how much is that? 6.2 is 228,000. So in this case, we would be losing money to upgrade to 6.2 when we might as well just use the 5.3. Now, what about 5.2? 5.2 is equivalent to 6.1, right? So here's 5.2 at 45,000. Amazing deal. Look at ourselves. We have 350,000. Now I've got plenty of other items here waiting to sell. So we got more money coming in, okay? So Spectre Jacket. And we're going to go 5.2. So now let's look at the price of 6-1 and see if it's below 45,000. 6-1 is triple the amount. So right now, a 5-2 is pretty dang powerful. So that's 5 plus 2, that's tier 7. We have a 4-2, which is tier 6. So it's only one tier upgrade. Now, if we go for 6-3, that's 414,000. So it's really up to you as the player. So here's the thing. If you upgrade your armor, this increases your trash clear and makes you tankier. If you upgrade your weapon, it increases your boss clear speed. As far as helmets and boots go, the only reason you upgrade these, they will not increase your damage. They will only increase your mana and health. And increasing your cape, all that does is lower the cooldown. Right now, it's at 35 seconds. At tier 8.3, let's see if we can find one. Let's see, 8.3. At 8.3, it is 26. So you're going to pay millions of silver to save 9 seconds of cooldown? I don't think so, man. So your weapon and your armor is what you need to focus on. But of course, there's one thing we do need to buy, and that is cabbage soup. All right, and we're going to buy 10 of them. And there we go, that's 34,000. Always have cabbage soup. You cannot use Spectre Jacket without cabbage soup, and it dramatically increases your speed. You may be asking, what about upgrading bags? Don't worry, you'll find a better bag. What about upgrading your mount? Don't worry, you don't need a better mount. This is fine. You can get a stag if you want. They're like 50,000, but it doesn't increase your clear speed. It doesn't increase how fast you can do a dungeon, so don't worry about it. Just focus on the weapon and the armor right now. So I'm going to do some budget upgrades and then sell what I've got here, because remember, you're not out money when you buy these. Like this weapon here is worth 8,000, this armor is worth 31,000. When I buy an upgrade, I get this amount of money back because I'm going to sell it, and it's going to sell within the day. So I'm gonna buy some upgrades, I'm going to do some more dungeons, and I'll get back with you. Alright, so here's the progress, almost 8 hours in on this character. Not quite exactly 8 hours, but nearly. So let's see where we're at. Alright, so far, just doing tier 5 Yellow Zone dungeons, I've got 6.2 helmet, 6.2 armor, and 6.2 weapon. Now, I would go 6.3, because that's the highest I can wear, but they were they're just way too expensive. I might as well just wait for like 7.2 and whatnot. So I'm kind of budgeting right now, because unless I dump 2 more million into this, and I don't see a point in upgrading the boots right now, but I'm at 3.91 million silver, and I've got several auctions here. I just gotta make sure I undercut everything before I go to bed, because I am really tired. I actually started this project at the end of my day, not the start of the day. Whoops, that's too much. So I played 12 hours, and then I'm like, hey, let's make a video, because of the new patch. And so when these sell, I should be over 4 million, which means I only need 4.5 to 5 hours to go. And we will be done, so that's like 12.5 hours to get this guy to premium status. And yes, I'm undercutting myself there, I realize that. Let's see. And you want to do this before you log off every time too, is just to undercut everything in the market. Especially after prime time, because that's when less people are undercutting each other. And see, there's my old Spectre Jacket. And a lot of people are like, well, you're, what are you doing? Because, like, you buy a Spectre Jacket and you're stuck with it. No, you're never stuck with anything. You just sell it when you're done. Like, the old Spirit Hunter I have is probably in here somewhere. Just gotta make sure you undercut everything, and then you're good to go. I think that's it. I think we're all caught up on auctions. So let's see, we can see here we sold, like, mercenary shoes, just random stuff that we picked up. And, yeah, so that's the progress so far. 8 hours in, we got... What'd I say, like 4.5 more hours to go, because currently premium is 3.5. I'm sorry, 8.5 million. So I'm really tired. I've been up 20 hours. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna wake up, and I'm gonna do more dungeons. So we'll get this done. All right, had a 4.5 hour sleep. Got some food. Watched a little bit of BritBong stream, and one of my WoW videos was featured on Aspen Gold's stream. Very cool, very eventful day, but the day is not over. It says we're up to 4 million now, so that means some auctions sold. Let's get in there, and let's see. Are we? Yes, we are at 4 million now, so we only have 4.5 million to go. And look at all these sold auctions we got. Very cool, very awesome. Let's get it. I'm gonna go do more dungeons and I'll get back with you. Alright, just checking in. It's been like an hour and a half-ish. We've got 5.3. I've also got another 500k in my inventory. I had to go back to town because I was 100% overweight. Might need a bigger bag soon. Let's go ahead and get the 140k from the silver bags there. That actually lowers our weight a bit. And then I've got a lot of other stuff on sale too I'm waiting to sell, but I'm going to go ahead and sell this, and we're going to keep dungeon grinding. If you're curious where I'm at on Spearfighter, it is level 42. I've been dumping my learning points as I get them into it. So, not too far, and then we can technically unlock level 60, but I'm pretty sure we'll hit premium before then. Alright, it's been a few hours since I've checked in. Let's see where we're at. 8.2 million. Alright, cool. So, Spearfighter is level 50, so we're halfway to tier 8. At level 60, you get the tier 7s. You can use 7.3 if you want, and then these are really hard to sell. It's up to you, man. I'm still using a 6.2. I haven't upgraded since 6.2, but I've essentially made it. I'm at 8.2 million. This is 194,000 in silver bags. Alright, let's see. So we're at 8.4. Premium is 8.49. And I have a whole inventory full of stuff. So, there you go, guys. I'm gonna, after I list all this stuff in the auction house and sell, we'll see where my money's at. I'll show you the character screen, and I'll be right back. Oh, I also forgot something real quick. Hold on, let me show you guys. I've been faction flagged the whole time. I did spend some of the points, okay? I got 13,350, and however long I've been doing this, I think it's been about almost 12 hours, I've made 25,350 total. So we're just gonna buy a bunch of beast hearts. We can buy 4 of them. Alright, so that is worth 200k. So yeah, we went a little overboard to get premium, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So I'm gonna sell all this, and we're gonna see how long it took and how much I end up with. I know, I keep saying that, but okay. Let's see how much I ranked up. You start at mercenary, which is 0, then you recruit, then scout, then guard, and I'm halfway to footman. Oh, also check it out, Elder Reaver. We're almost maxed out on Reaver. We're first day. I mean, this has all been the same day. This is not a new day. This is patch day, June 1st. All right, still the same day. Alright, last thing. We already know that we made it, and I don't feel like waiting for these things to sell, so I'm just quick selling every single thing. Some people are going to get huge deals out of this. Guys, if you're new, don't do what I'm doing, because I'm literally throwing money away. This character, I don't plan to play it after this. I was just doing it for the video. Like, for instance, like, quick selling this is 9,000. If I listed it's 13. That's 4,000 extra silver. That's over 50% lost. So please don't do this. Use your best judgment. I'm just doing this because I don't want to have to touch with, or log into this character ever again. Alright, this is just for the video. So, actually, I should have way more. Look at this, 9,000 versus 24,000. Whoops. Bye-bye. There's your deal, bro. Have fun flipping that. The thing is that I have so much money on my main characters. You can check out my other videos on my channel. So, realistically, we would end up with way more silver than what I am doing here, so please keep that in mind when I give you the final silver total, okay? Just a heads up. Alright, would you look at that? We have completed this character, premium in a single day, your very first day of creating a new character. This is a new character we created. 11 hours and 56 minutes, we did it. We got over 9 million silver. Now, these characters, they're just mules and islands, basically. They don't have any money, they don't have any fame, they don't have any gold or nothing. This is the character that I made for this experiment, and I'll be honest, so here's the feedback. Alright, so, Spirit Hunter, it is not nearly as fast. I am averaging over 3 minutes per dungeon floor, okay? With bolt casters or light crossbow, and you can check these videos out on my channel. I average 2 minutes, 1 minute and 45 seconds with high specs. Also, starting with Spectre Jacket, not really that good, okay? If you use a Druid Robe, you will be doing so much more damage, and if you use a Bolt Casters, you will instantly delete bosses. This build had trouble deleting bosses. This build had trouble actually surviving sometimes. I was downed quite a few times, just trying to do too many pulls, or Morgana Ravens being blown up in my face, stuff like that. So this build, not only is it harder to play, it's slower. So do I recommend the Spirit Hunter build for a new character? I do not. But with that said, that is still an impressive time, under 12 hours, 9 million silver, from nothing, from absolutely nothing, and without doing arenas, without doing the, well, you have to do the daily now because that's the new patch, so you get screwed out of 40,000 worth of royal sigils, sadly. But hey, we still did it. You're still able to make a new character, get it to premium in under a day, and we're halfway to being able to wear tier 8 on the character if we chose to. You know, another 12 or so hours and we'd be tier 8. There you go, you're ready for in-game. This is more than enough silver to get premium, get your starter island going, get your guild island going. All in one, well, technically it's one setting, but I started this project, like, after being up doing other things for 12 hours. So, yeah, 12 plus 12 would be 24. I ain't doing that. But it's still in the same day. Alright. And if you're wondering the gear that this character is wearing, it is worth... And this is on the live realm. This is not no test realm bullfuckery. This is the actual live server, by the way. Let me show you. There's no cheat stones. There's no little test server crap going on. This isn't some Redditor cringe thing. See, there's no cheat stones. This is all on a live server. All right, and then the gear worth that I'm wearing is 883,000 silver. So there we go. That's the numbers. I'm SwoleBenji. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed and you found this video useful, I try to make an Albion video almost every day. I don't know how long I can keep it up. It's been 3 months now. This video actually marks the 3 months in a row that I've uploaded a video daily for Albion. So please subscribe. Make sure you like the video, and if you want to do the YouTube combo, if you like and you leave a comment, that is like a double, triple, quadruple algorithm multiplier. It really helps me out, okay? Yeah, so that's it. As always, be a bro, stay swole. Make sure you return your shopping carts, and I'll see you in the next one. This video took so long to edit and make, please. I don't know what I'm going to make next, but it'll be a good one, I promise.